I think resentment is one of the most toxic things in a marriage when it comes to specialties. The other one that I don't have a separate slide for, but it's true, but it's detachment, right? It's when we go on with our own life separately. So when there is a crisis, such as around diagnosis, what often happens is, and it's often the woman, if she's working, the decision is made that she'll be the stay-at-home parent and the other one will be a breadwinner. And that, like crises, that often feels reasonable. That decision may come with some grief, but maybe not resentment. But over time, that can change. And as one parent said, one spouse, meaning the stay-at-home one, gets the role of doctor, caretaker, researcher, coordinator, therapist, advocate, while the other continues much of the life they had before the diagnosis. And that's that issue of resentment. Often there's this divide and conquer when there's serious illness with the child. And divide and conquer works short-term, long-term, it's a problem, right? That's how we end up in the resentment dance, doing things by ourselves. I love this quote from the mother of a child with spina bifida, and that requires a lot of care and enemas and all kinds of things. So she wrote, "It all started with resentment. My husband felt helpless and overwhelmed. This was early on. I took over caring for our son, as many of us will. Then he pulled away. I resented him for this and didn't show any care towards my husband. That's that unwatered garden. I was angry about how much was on my shoulders, so I told myself, quote, he can take care of himself. Then he began to resent our son because I took care of him." I call this the resentment dance as a cycle that we need to be very careful not to do. And the way out of that dance really is to encourage a lot of teaming.